Hi, I'm Karen. We're here at Montavilla Sewing Center, and today we're talking about the Baby Lock Verve. This machine does both sewing and embroidery. In this video, I'm going to show you the basic parts of the machine. To start with, we have the plug-in where you plug in your power cord. Over here, we have a separate place where you plug in your foot control pedal. And then above the power cord, we have the on-off switch. Above that, we have the hand wheel. Up here, you have your bobbin winder spindle and your stopper. This is the handle for carrying the machine. This is the spool pin for your spool of thread. And then we have various guides for threading the machine, and this is for winding the bobbin, this guide here. This is your dial for adjusting your thread tension. Most of the time we have it right there between 5 and 3. That's normal. And then in here is your take-up lever. It's kind of recessed inside the machine, but you can see it right there. Then over here we have the lever for the threading, the threader. It's a really nice threader that threads the needle really nicely. Behind that we have the lever for doing your buttonholes, and most of the time we just store it right up there when we're not using it. Then there's a nice thread cutter on this side. Now the accessory tray is really nice. You can take that off like this, and you have a free arm, which is great for sewing jeans, hems, and things like that. This here is the socket where you would plug in your embroidery unit, which looks like this. And whenever you plug in your embroidery unit or unplug it, make sure you have your machine off, because that protects the unit. Then back here there is a switch for, I'm going to take this off so you can see that, a switch for lowering your feed dogs like that. And you would have the feed dogs down when you're doing embroidery or if you're doing free motion quilting or anything like that. Okay, I'm going to put this guy back on here. Just slide it on like that to get it back on. Okay, now to bring up your feed dogs again, you would just push your switch the opposite direction and take a stitch. I like using the needle up, needle down feature because it makes it so that the stitch is completed rather than, you can use your hand wheel, but this is a nice convenient way to do that. So this is your needle up, needle down. Over here you have your start stop button. Now your start stop will only work on the sewing side if you have your foot control disconnected. Right now it's on red, and then if you lower your presser lever, I'm going to put the foot back on like that. Lower your presser lever, now it's green. So if it's green, that means you can go ahead and use it. And of course, if you push start, you're going to need to be ready to push stop. Now some stitches like your buttonholes will have a natural stop to them, so this is a great feature to use if you're doing buttonholes instead of having to keep your foot on the pedal. This is your reverse button, so as long as you push that, it will sew in reverse. And then over here we have a thread cutter. Now this will cut the threads when you push this button. After you're done sewing, it'll cut the threads and pull the thread tails to the back, leave them approximately 1 inch long. And most of the time you can just leave them or you can trim them off if you want to. Now this is your speed slider. It's really nice to have if you're doing something really careful and delicate and you don't want to zoom ahead. You can slow this down. Also, this is a great feature to have if you're teaching a child to sew, because then you can push this all the way down to the lowest point, and then no matter how hard they press on that pedal, it will only go a certain speed. Then of course you can make it really as fast as you want. And once you get to know your machine and you've used it a lot, you can keep it on fast if you want to. Of course, pressing less on the foot control will make it go slower also, just like a gas pedal. And then here we have the operations panel. Now I'm going to get into this more on another video, but just know that this is a lot of how we get the machine to do what we want it to do, to choose stitches, etc. So that's your basic overview on the Baby Lock Verve. I hope you found this video to be helpful. If you have, give us a thumbs up. And if you have comments or questions, you can leave those in the area down below. We have lots of other videos on this machine and on other machines here on a Montavilla YouTube channel, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye.